Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to clean your throttle body plate. Now you might not know where it is. This is I just opened the hood. I'm going to be showing you guys how to locate it and how to clean it properly. You should do this every once in a while. Carbon builds up in that thing and you want to make sure you clean it right, clean it good. Why you would want to clean it, maybe you have a hesitation in acceleration. Maybe, when you press the gas pedal and it takes maybe roughly a second later to accelerate. Maybe you have a rough idle, idle's too high or idle's too low. Of course, check your manual to see where your car initially idles at. Those all could be culprits or the aftermath of a dirty throttle body plate. So if you're interested in cleaning it, please stay tuned. Alright guys, so I just opened the hood of my car and this is how it looks like. What we're going to be doing first is we have to locate it. What you're going to look for in the beginning is your air filter. So we're going to go over here, and if I undo these two clips, one over here, one on the back, as you can see when I open this, my air filter is right in there. That's what we're going to need. So air is sucked in from my car and it goes through my filter, and then it goes through this duct over here, and it goes through my throttle body. So we've already identified where the throttle body is. Now, another part we're going to be cleaning, which I should have mentioned earlier in the video, is a mass airflow sensor. This thing is extremely important. What this thing does, and I'll be taking it out in the video later on, this measures how much air goes into your engine or your intake manifold, then to your engine, and then sends a message back to the ECU to tell it to match it with fuel. So this is really important to clean, and these things can get carbon on them, and then you'll have misreadings to your ECU. So the first thing we're going to do, I want you guys to do if you're cleaning this, is find your air filter. So I found mine. It's over here. Of course, every car is different, and then you're going to see like a little duct that just goes into like a metal thing, and that's your throttle body. So actually, if I take this clamp off, my throttle body plate is going to be right underneath there. So let's get started and let's take this thing out. All right, guys, so here's our setup. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to be taking off this thing right here. I'm going to be taking off my mass airflow sensor, and all it is, it's just two screws, one right there and one right there. Most Mazdas have these. And you see right here, there's like a little pin, as you can see right there. That is what measures how much air goes into the computer, or excuse me, how much air goes into the engine. And of course, through that electrical connection that I unplugged on the back of it, then that goes to the computer, which then tells the fuel pump and the fuel injectors how much fuel to put inside. Now, I'm going to go and tell you guys what you're going to need, what parts you're going to need. Obviously, you need a screwdriver that I just showed you there. You're also going to need some of this stuff. It's called throttle body and air intake cleaner. This is very good stuff. You're going to need one of these. And the second thing you're going to need is a mass airflow sensor cleaner. This is all you need. I bought both of these for 10 bucks from your local hardware store. I bought mine from Advanced Auto Parts. So you're going to need those two. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your mass airflow sensor, and I'm going to place mine right there. So I'm doing this with my hand, and you're just going to spray the crap out of it. I know I got it all over my tools. I should probably have done it over here. So you're just going to spray that thing, spray that needle, and just leave it to dry. So now that I've sprayed it, I'm just going to put it over here and just leave it to dry, because then we still have a little bit more to do. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking off this duct. Alright, so as you can see here, there's the one clamp, there is the second clamp, and we're going to be taking those off. If yours are rounded, you can just use a 10mm on them, which is the nice thing about these things. There's the electrical connection, by the way, that I took the mass airflow sensor out of. It's important you do that. As you can see, as I take this screw out, this thing gets wider. These two, that and that, get wider, and then you're able to remove the duct. Of course, you're going to do it for the second one. These things are on tight, which is a good thing because you don't want any air leaking out, especially, you know, if your mass airflow sensor reads air here and then there's a different amount of air that's really coming out of here because there's a leak, you know, that's not good. So, you know, if you see these things on tight, that's actually a very good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. So I'm just going to unscrew those. You have to do them all the way, so they're kind of a pain to put back in. And I'm going to put my screwdriver right there. And as you can see, when I pull on this hard enough, it's starting to come out. There we go. That out the way, there's your plate. And as you can see, on the bottom of it, you see that carbon? We're going to get rid of that. So again, I'm going to recap very quickly how we found this. Locate your air filter, and then it goes through a duct to your throttle body. Now, there's two types of throttle bodies, electronic ones, and then you've got one that has like those lifting things. I'm not really sure what they're called, but if you just lift it, then the throttle body plate opens. In my car, it's electronic. So on the older cars, when you stepped on the gas pedal, there would be a string. It would be a metal string, and it would pull this lever, and it would make the throttle body plate open and close, open and close. In my case, because I have a more modern car, I have an electronic sensor that senses how much I've stepped on the gas and then tells a little module over here how much I've stepped on the gas, which then opens it. So we've got this side out. We're going to take out the other side. So guys, all I did was I just took this duct out from this side. Now, if you've got an electronic throttle body plate, you do need another person because you're going to need someone else to be stepping on the gas fully so that this thing will open. Now, I'm going to be explaining just a little bit on how this thing works. When you step on the gas, like I said before, there's either a sensor or a string that just pulls this and it opens it, and the more it opens it, it allows air that goes into the system, into the intake. That's how the air gets into your engine. So that's how a throttle body plate works. So obviously, you know, if it's built up with carbon, you're not going to be getting the most performance out of it. So now what you want to do, since you've got that, you want to get your throttle body and air filter cleaner. I've had great success using this. You just spray it. That's the nice thing, you know, you don't really have to do anything. Just get a bunch and just spray it in there. And it's nice, it dissolves, I mean it evaporates very quickly. And also get paper towel just like I did. And stick it in there and just clean it. So, you just stick that in there, get a bunch of that stuff in there, and just get a paper towel and clean it. And you'll be cleaning the outside. Obviously you still need someone to open the throttle body plate. And that, I'm going to show, and as you can see, it really got cleaner on the bottom, but if I open it, it's still dirty. I'm going to be showing you next, if you've got one of the more modern cars, how to open the throttle body plate correctly. So this is the best angle I was able to get. This is a picture of my throttle body. The camera's right on it. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go inside of my car. I'm going to put the car on the on position. I'm not going to turn it on. I'm not going to let the car run. I'm just going to put it on the on position. And I'm going to step on the gas all the way. And as you'll see, this throttle body plate is going to go from being vertical to horizontal. I put my car on the on position. And then what I did was I just stepped on the gas all the way. And you want someone to just press on the gas all the way so that you're able to go back and over there and just clean the hell out of it. Obviously, since I'm by myself, I'll probably put a brick or something to keep that pedal down so that that thing opens and I'm able to get my hand in there and clean it. And how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to be spraying a bunch of that stuff again and cleaning it out with a towel. Alright guys, so I ended up getting a bunch of carbon out of that thing. So after we've cleaned that all up, and I'm going to get these things to be shiny, but I did get the plate as clean as I could. What we're going to be doing next is, well, we're kind of done. What I would recommend doing is letting this sit for 30 minutes. Let all that spray we sprayed in evaporate. If you have to use it, that's fine. I'm going to be showing you guys how to start this because it is a little tricky to start at times. But all we're going to be doing now is we're going to be putting back the duct and we're going to be putting back the mass airflow sensor. And then Alright guys, so we've got this thing in from this side really well. Remember, you always want to make sure. Now, I don't know if you can see this. There's this little plastic thing right there, and that's where you keep moving that duct until it hits that plastic place. That's like a stop for you, but you want to make sure it's on. Make sure on the bottom it's good. And then we're going to come over here and slide it in. It's not in all the way, as you can see. There we go. Again, there's a little pin right there. You want to keep pushing until it goes in. And then you just want to tighten these down. That's when the easy part starts coming in. Just tighten these, get them really tight. You want to always make sure that this duct is straight, you know, it's not really bent. Remember, because you want that airflow to be smooth. So we're going to keep tightening these on. And the last thing we're going to have to do after that is put the 2 screws onto the mass airflow sensor and then just connect it back in, and then that's it, guys. Alright, so I've got everything tightened on here. Everything's tight here. All these screws are on very tight. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait half an hour so this stuff evaporates, gets out of the system, and then we're gonna try and start the car. Alright guys, it's a moment of truth. Remember, before you go and start your car, make sure you've got everything bolted down, everything is tight. Now when you start your car, it might be a little difficult because there's all that, you know, throttle body cleaner inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn the car on and I'm going to run it and I'm going to play with the throttle. So I'm just going to be stepping on the gas as I turn on because it might be a little tough to start. So here goes nothing. And there it goes. You see, it was a little bit hesitant, but I just kept pushing the pedal, and I kept the car with the key on until I heard it, because you don't want to keep pressing it, then your starter will go out. And remember, just have the key on, turn it all the way, and just play with the throttle. Keep pressing it. Even if you feel like it's going nowhere, I promise you it is. Just keep pressing, and then you'll finally hear it. Of course, the longer you let it dry out, the better. I did do half an hour, but then again, I did spray a lot. And just let this thing idle for maybe 5-10 minutes. You want the computer to relearn the idle now that there's a new amount of air coming in because we cleaned it, so there's going to be a better airflow going in. And if your car is idling a little weird in the beginning, that's fine. That's the stuff going through the exhaust. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Thanks for watching.